I've always known that I was in the wrong body. Never been able to sure on how to articulate it to anybody at an early stage. But I knew that I was now, well, at least now I know I'm trans. Back then I just thought I was wrong.
Dawn is 62. She was born Dave. As a child, she was unsure what her feelings meant, but it wasn't until puberty hit that her world began to change.
My voice was dropping. My voice had dropped round to around about there, which was very freaky for me. And it really caused me a problem. So I decided the only thing I could do was go and see my GP and tell him exactly how I feel. My GP leant across to me, said the magic words that affected the rest of my life: "You're a pervert." My whole world just fell out from underneath me. And all of a sudden you're in this gaping chasm looking down. And all I could hear at that moment were those words: "You're a pervert."
And that stayed with you for quite a while?
Till I came out.
This was not the only troubling experience Dawn had. At home, things became even worse.
My father decided that the best way to show me how to be a man was to absolutely beat me to a pulp, which he did. He hit me, he put me on the floor, and he stamped on me. It proved two things to me: keep your mouth shut, never admit anything.
It was from there that Dawn decided Dave had to stay. She joined the army to prove her masculinity and even got married and had children. But she couldn't run away from her true self.
Dawn was always there. And you feel like you've got this dichotomy going on in your head, that you're trying to stop this person coming out. And it's like you're in a pressure cooker. And this lid's continually bubbling.
You didn't actually know the term transgender for quite a long time, so tell me about when you discovered that.
It was a pure accident. I was about 56 and I had a load of dihydrocodeine in front of me. And what I was going to do was get a transport link on the computer to go to Pennine. Bottle of booze, all my tablets, down the neck with both of them. And I hit G instead of P, and this gender came up on Google search. And I start to read, and I'm going, that's how I feel. Oh my God, that is how I feel. No, it can't be right. And I'm constantly, and I'm doing this with the tablets, and I'm putting them away.
It was through this discovery that Dawn found Transforum, a support group based in Manchester. She admits this moment saved her life.
As I looked through the window, I saw 40 women in there. Some very masculine women, but I saw 40 women. And that moment I cried my eyes out. And it's still emotional for me now. And I just realised I'm not a pervert. I'm not what they said I was. And I didn't know what I was at the time, but I'm not what they said I was. I remember falling on the floor. And somebody came rushing out, asked me how I was, and they got me sat in a chair and got me a cup of tea, and I had a cup of tea. And then went in, and they do this thing there where we pass the mic round to introduce ourselves. For the first time, I said, I'm Dawn, and I'm terrified.
And it was here that Dawn came years ago and first truly found herself at Transforum, based in the heart of Manchester's gay village at the LGBT Foundation. She's now the vice chair and wants to help people like herself who could turn up here frightened and alone.
I've seen girls that come here very down, very bereft of everything, and I've seen them grow, and that gives me a kick to actually see some girls blossom out like I did.
So what does Transforum mean to the people that come here?
One of the great things about it is that why do I come back now after 10 years when I'm where I want to be? And it's to put back, and it's to help others, and it's to put my experiences back into the group and say to people, there's an answer to that.
The idea of coming here was get information from people who've been through the process, how it's affected them, has it worked, has it not, but basically to try and find any pitfalls out, anything I can bypass. And really is to gather information. That was the original point of coming.
I suppose in a sense it's meeting people who have the same sort of attitude to gender. Gender isn't just binary, it's not male or female, it's either changing between one or the other or somewhere in between.
Here we are at the LGF, and it feels like home, and it saved my life, this place. And if it saves one person, it's fulfilled its duty.
Peering through this window years ago, Dawn was given a new chance at life. This place is simply a lifeline to those embarked on a very difficult journey.